I'm Ralene Berry, coming to you from the Grace Cafe. Go grab yourself a cup of coffee or whatever your morning drink is and join us for the Grace Cafe as I share with my dear friend, our guest, Richard Lumacang. I encourage you to share the stream with your friends and join us. This morning, we have an informal conversation sharing about technology, teaching, and theology. Welcome to Grace Cafe, which is a ministry of Grace Center for Spiritual Development, which is an extension of Grace School of Theology. I am truly honored to share this time with my dear friend, Richard Lumacang, who I have the privilege of serving with here at Grace School of Theology as a part of the management team of the Technology Services Department. Welcome, Richard.
Good morning, ma'am. And it is also an honor to be here at Grace Cafe, serving together with you as we serve our Lord Jesus Christ.
Amen. Will you tell us a little bit about yourself, Richard?
I've been serving here at Grace for more than 3 years now, and it's a great honor and privilege to serve God through this organization. Prior to Grace, I've been a teacher for college students, and I really love teaching. That's one of my specialties. And when I went here, when I got a job here at Grace School of Theology, it's just like it's another thing that it's another blessing for me because I may not be teaching here, but the field, the work that was given to me, it's a twin of teaching, and we'll discuss that later on as well. And there's a fusion here, so it's an opportunity for me to share something about that later on. And so at the same time, I'm working as you mentioned in the Technology Services Department, together with you and together with our great staff all around the world. And right now, I'm here in the Philippines and together with our Manila staff. I'm also a pastor and currently a ministry leader in different ministries as well. I'm focusing on young professionals and missions. And it is really an honor that God has put me in different areas where I could serve Him. And it's also an honor to serve alongside with you and our team as a whole. And
Awesome.
I couldn't search for a better boss, okay, than you and a friend and a mentor. And it's my opportunity also for tonight or today to also introduce you somehow that you, as my boss, the director of technology services, as well as a friend, great author, a great speaker who has been serving Grace for quite a while, for more than 5 years, turning into 6 years, I believe. And I like how we work together because you're in Texas right now. I'm in the Philippines, yet there's no barrier. Technology makes it possible, and our work here is just definitely something that other people might have been praying for all throughout their lives, and we are here in a particular job where we could serve God to the fullest.
Yeah, thank you so much for those kind words. It is so interesting. And our topic today is technology, which is so dear to both of our hearts. But we both love teaching and we both love theology. So we've kind of tagged this our triple threat of the T's because it is something that's true and dear to both of us. And I truly am honored to serve. Doing something that I love in technology, but also to do it in ministry, to do it in such a way to work with someone like you. And technology is affording us to even be in two different locations to share like this. I mean, you and I are always on the phone or using Blue Jeans or some other tool that we can communicate. But Richard, we often hear technology used in a bad light. Oh, I don't like Facebook, or oh, technology is from the devil. I hear it all, and sometimes I have to get quiet. I just got an Alexa, and everyone keeps saying Alexa's listening. So, so today we'd like to share how God can use technology to share His love, a love that cannot be earned and cannot be lost. Let's talk about technology today, Richard. Tell us what your thoughts are about technology.
Yeah, for me, technology is amoral. It's neither good nor bad. It depends on how you use technology. But for us here, technology is something of greater value. Well, in the first, to start with, it's our field. It's where we have been working for many years. Prior to Grace, you've been working as a software engineer. And prior to Grace, I've been teaching, but I'm teaching technology. I'm teaching computer science, computer programming, and now we are here in technology services, and it's our field, it's our comfort zone, and we have lots of things to share about that. Also, technology is the backbone. It's a backbone for various industries, and technology itself is a major industry. I couldn't think of any industry right now that doesn't use technology. So I don't in any way belittle technology, or if I hear somebody else talking about not talking something bad against our technology, I would definitely react, because it's for us here, we have been maximizing technology, and it has been a powerful tool. It's a gift. It's a power tool from God. It's one of the greatest resources that we can maximize, and I'm personally blessed that we are in an era, we are in a generation where technology is at its peak, and probably not yet its peak. Probably as we see developments all around us, there are still lots of things that we see that we could have not even imagined before that we will have these things, or people in the past haven't thought about these things that we are enjoying right now. So technology is a gift. It's a powerful tool. It's something that we can use for God's glory.
I love how you opened up and you said it's amoral. It reminds me of money. People always talk about the love of money. I mean, money is the root of all evil. No, it's the love of it. And so some tools are being used for bad, and it takes the technology into a negative connotation. But today we want to kind of break that myth and see how God uses technology for good. And it's our choices to use it for good. Richard, I love some of the things that you said there, especially as a gift. But how do you think technology is changing education, especially, here at Grace School of Theology? We're an educational institution, we're a seminary. So how do you think technology is being used as a gift for education?
Yeah, if someone would ask me if in the first place if technology is changing education, I would say definitely. It has changed education and is continually changing the education landscape. I would say it has taken education to a whole new level. The brick and mortar approach, where the traditional way of doing things, a teacher physically coming in the classroom, in a physical classroom, students coming in physically in the classroom, and they do all their study stuff there. The brick and mortar approach, though it's still being used in different places right now, there are still places who have some technological challenges, but they are radically being transformed into what we call a 21st century classroom, or a digital classroom. There's what we call a blended learning. While teachers can still go into the classroom, some students may be in other parts of the world, just like what's happening at Grace School of Theology. Students who are from different parts of the world, as long as they have an access to the internet, as long as they have a good working computer, they can get into their courses. And that's one thing that I would say it's also a gift. Why? Because it's I would use the phrase education at your fingertips. Why? Literally, because today students have access to their phones, to their tablets, laptops, and other devices, where they can learn and interact without the problem of going into into the classroom. And in our case, for example, if I'm in the Philippines right now and I want to study
Hmm.
at Grace School of Theology, without technology, I would be forced to go to Texas. And
Hmm.
many people couldn't afford to go abroad just to get that quality education. And so technology is a gift. Technology is a gift. What we have right now here at Grace School of Theology, I believe this is a gift to all of our students who can't just afford to get there physically, but still they are enjoying the quality theological education that they could. So yeah, it's a power tool. It's a gift from the Lord. It's a great resource that we are currently maximizing. And I think we're not the only one doing this. There are lots of schools doing online teaching, online courses, and many people can testify how technology, as a gift, as a tool, has changed the education landscape.
Yeah. I love how you said education at our fingertips. Uh, Grace School of Theology is in over 38 countries and building spiritual leaders everywhere. And we wouldn't be able to do that without technology. I don't think when Dr. Anderson first had the vision of the school, he knew the impact that technology would have on it. I know he always wanted people to be able to get an education that was affordable, that they wouldn't have to leave their countries. But I don't think he ever thought the magnitude uh, that we are at today with education. People do have phones, tablets, laptops. Um, so I want to kind of shift a little bit because we talk generally about technology. We've talked about the landscape of education and how it's changing, even in seminary. Let's talk about theology. Let's talk about what about technology and theology working
Mhm.
together. Any thoughts there,
Hey,
Richard?
hey, it's a funny thing because, well, just a brief additional and brief background about me. I took up a technology course. I took up information and technology course. And a few years later, I saw that and I felt that the Lord is leading me to a greater calling.
Hmm.
And so I entered the seminary. So I had this technology course, and I entered the seminary taking theology, and it made me ask myself, what's the connection between my former course, theology, and right now I'm taking theology? Uh, will I put my technology background into waste? Will I set that aside? But then somewhere in my theological training, somewhere I think it was in my second year in the seminary, where people who knew that I came from a technology background, they asked for my assistance in troubleshooting their computers, assisting them in computer-related stuff, and then and so I was reminded, or I was taught, I realized that God is telling me that not to put my technology background into waste, but He's actually creating a fusion of technology and theology. And so how is technology connected, or how does it help as we share, or as we teach theology? Well, as Christians, we have this mandate. We have this
Hmm.
great command from the Lord to share the gospel. Matthew 28:19-20 tells us to go therefore and make disciples of all the nations. That's a big scope of a job. And literally, that's why it's called great, because we cannot just do it easily without the help of people, without resources. And
Hmm.
logistically, it's challenging to reach the outermost part of the world. But something that technology makes possible. I
Hmm.
think all of us, many millions of people, billions of people have Facebook accounts right now. And
Hmm.
whatever each person shares in any way, directly or indirectly, affects the viewers, or those who are seeing their posts. We have
Right.
YouTube, where you can learn a lot of things. We have podcasts, we have live stream, and as we speak, what we're using right now is technology, and that's bridging two countries together. So yeah, we are using technology to teach theology. We are a seminary to the world.
Right.
Online theological schools have provided students around the world a very cost-effective way of getting quality theological education, even just by staying at their homes. So yeah, technology has been a great, should I say, it's a vehicle for theological training to be brought in different places in the world.
Right. It's technology truly has totally reshaped our ability to teach, study, learn, and just connect with one another. It makes it possible to share sound doctrine because that's what Grace School of Theology is all about. Sound doctrine, truth across the cultures. I mean, I love the fact that I lead this team and you're in the Philippines and you have a different culture than me. The way the food that you guys eat and everything is different than the way I do. But we're able to bridge that through the use of technology. And Grace School of Theology is using that, allowing our students who are spiritual leaders the ability to live and learn right where they live. You know, they don't have to come here. Isn't that awesome that God would do
Exactly.
that? Mm-hmm.
Yes, it
You
does.
know, yeah. Now we've talked about them all individually. Okay, let's
Mhm.
talk about a fusion of that. Um, right here at Grace School of Theology and through the Grace Center for Spiritual Development, we see the fusion of them. Honestly, the fusion is an example through the two of us.
Yes.
Honestly, we have our background in technology. I have over 30 years of experience. You're a little younger than I am, but you got a long experience behind me. You're coming right behind me. We both love teaching. You've done it professionally, and I have a theological degree. You have a seminary education. So, how is Grace School of Theology and the Grace Center for Spiritual Development changing and fusing these three? Thoughts there,
Yeah.
Richard?
hmm
Mhm.
Well, basically, we are an online seminary. So by just the category itself of the organization tells us there that there is indeed a great fusion of the three. And just a side topic, I'm not sure if you have been watching Dragon Ball Z. It's
Hmm.
where two characters or super should I say super people or yeah they have this fusion thing, and when
Hmm.
they do that they become more powerful, and that's
Wow.
what's happening right now in at Grace School of Theology. We have great professors, we have great theologians who are teaching theology, and we are also here at Technology Services providing them a channel, a vehicle for them to be able to deliver their theological learnings and share them with people as we build the spiritual leaders in different nations. So to answer that specifically, technology, the fusion of these three is happening right now at Grace School of Theology because in terms of our delivery of education, of our courses or content. As what I've said a while ago, we are into blended learning. Uh, we have professors and Texas teaching, doing the teaching. There could be students physically going there as well and joining in the physical classroom. But at the back of the classroom or in front of them, just like my place right now, the conference room, we have monitors where the professor there, Texas, and his students physically attending can see other students from different parts of the world joining virtually, and they interact real time in their courses. And those who cannot attend the actual session, they can just view the recording, and they're still part of the class, and they are formally enrolled in the class. So in delivery of education, we have academic programs that are fully online, and at the same time, we have Grace on Demand, which I think you can further discuss about it.
Hmm. Well, I love how you keep using the term blended learning. I know that in the education world, blended learning means a lot of things, but Grace School of Theology, with through the use of technology, have taken blended learning to be in the classroom or sitting at home in your pajamas. I know that's one of the reasons why I joined was like I didn't know when I was going to be able to physically come to a classroom, but it affords me to be able to watch online or watch at my leisure and be a part of that. So this is awesome that, how the fusion of the three, technology, teaching, and theology. You mentioned briefly Grace on Demand. This is a new product that we're offering here through the Grace Center for Spiritual Development,
Mhm.
which allows us to basically, I want to take a Bible study class. Well, I don't have time to go somewhere. I don't, they're not teaching exactly what I want at my church, but I want to learn more. I want to go deeper. Well, Grace Center for Spiritual Development is providing several tools, and Grace on Demand is one of them, literally where
Mhm.
you could come online to take a class, listen in without the requirements of getting an academic degree. Uh, how do you feel about that, Richard? That there are now academic as well as non-academic approaches to education through Grace School of Theology.
Well, personally, I have enrolled myself in the past years in some online courses, professional courses for technology. I just want to, upgrade myself, and I feel blessed seeing different online courses that are provided for free. So that's the
Right.
number one. It's free, so I don't have to,
Mhm.
to pay anything, and I can get the quality learning that I want. So and now here at Grace, we started offering academic programs where students enroll for a fee. But there are people who are curious about what we're doing here at Grace, and they have been hearing good things about Grace, and they wanted to, have a taste of Grace, have an
Mhm.
experience of how the teaching happens here, but they cannot afford, or probably they can afford, but they're not ready yet to enter in a formal training that would, take them years because they have to complete some units. But they want to have a taste of Grace. They want to have some learnings from Grace. And so this Grace on demand thing offers them the other opportunity to, to just be blessed by the other contents that can be provided for free. There are, of course, there will be courses, specialized courses on specific topics that will be for a fee. But there are also courses that we are offering and will be offering for free. And I think people, church workers, Christians who want to, to maximize or get some great stuff from us, they can get into the Grace on Demand and just enjoy whatever they can get there and share with others. And some of these courses, again, I would repeat, is for free
Yeah.
or are for free.
So it sounds like, through the use of technology, you could go grow deeper. There's no excuse to
Exactly.
grow deeper in grace. That's basically, there's no excuses. Oh, I can't go to church. Oh, my legs
Hmm.
broke. There's no excuses anymore. There's so many resources out there. Before our time runs out, what else is Grace Center for Spiritual Development? I mean, of course, Grace Cafe, what we're doing right now is
Hmm.
one vehicle that we're using to get the message of grace out. So, are there other things that you know of that the Grace Center for Spiritual Development is how they're using technology to share the gospel?
Well, we have lots of applications. We have lots of things to offer here. We have a new U version app. I think many people have subscribed to that version, U version Bible
Hmm.
app. It's available in iOS and Android devices, and we have there some devotional studies and plans. And
Hmm.
personally, I've been following some of the plans that we have there in U version. One of them is the Stormproof Men,
Man,
and it's
yes, that's
very
a
very
great
good
one.
for men, and we have
Hmm.
plenty of those stuff as well. We also have some downloadables in a Grace Center for Spiritual Development, GCSD. Just go to gsot.edu/center, and you can find there some study guides and booklets that you can download for free, and you can even reproduce if you want to, like lead a Bible study, or whether it's a personal study or a Bible study, or you may lead a seminar. It's a powerful, we have lots of resources there. We also have Saving Grace podcasts. We have, of course, Grace Cafe, as you mentioned a while ago. And we have, if people have a challenging time finding each of these things that we mentioned, we have the Grace app. Okay, so we have the
Yeah.
Grace app. This is a hub you can download in both iPhone or your Android devices, and this gives you access to all Grace resources mentioned that will help you in your spiritual walk, and hoping and praying that through this you will become a spiritual leader who will be able to teach others as well.
Yes, I love that, Richard. I want to encourage all of our listeners to grab the Grace app. All of those things that we are doing will keep you truly connected to us. The Grace app can be found on your iPhone or your Android device just by going to your App Store or your. I'm not an Android person, but is it Google that you have to go through? I depend upon my associate director to have some knowledge too that I don't have, and but you can go and search for Grace School of Theology, and you can download the Grace app, and you'll have access to the U version Bible study plans and our study guides, and you'll get notifications about the Grace Cafe. There's so much going on here at Grace School of Theology, and as well as Grace Center for Spiritual Development, and we don't want you to miss it. This has been great. The fusion of technology, teaching, and theology. Wow. Would you have ever thought that God would fuse those two, Richard? Those three?
I used to think it's impossible, but right now it's right on our face. It's happening.
Yes. Yes. I know when I was studying years ago, and I wanted to be a software engineer, I never thought God would take my software engineering background and bring me into a forum where I could truly use technology to spread his gospel. And through Grace School of Theology, it is truly helping us fulfill the vision of to develop spiritual leaders in every nation who can teach others about the love of Christ, a love that cannot be earned and cannot be lost. Today, I thank you so much, my dear friend, for being here
Thank you
with
too.
me. This has been
Yeah.
so fun. You and I talk about so many things, but to be able to do it in public on air has been amazing.
Mhm.
To our listeners, we want to encourage you to learn more about Grace School of Theology and Grace Center for Spiritual Development. There are so many amazing things being done here for God. This is for His glory. And He's using technology, teaching, and theology for His good. We thank you and we honor you. Have a great day.